If I make 100,000 or I make $1 million, I pay the exact same amount. There's no change.
Yeah.
There's no change.
Yeah, how much have you grown? Yeah.
Probably 200%, 300%.
Wow.
Yeah, every month we're growing.
So welcome back to the Jim's podcast. I've got Zac with me from Jim's Laundry Services, and now Zac's done a lot of social media content, and he was kind enough to be one of our Day on the Roads, which Charles behind the camera does a great job with, and followed Zac around with, and it gives a really good insight into what you guys do as franchisees. But you want to come on the podcast and share your story and talk everything about Jim's Laundry Services and business. So we appreciate you coming up. And I had a look at your survey ratings before. I always do with franchisees. Perfect 5-star rating, which is fantastic. And you've been going since 2023. So first of all, Zac, what were you doing prior to Jim's Laundry?
So I was in corporate for 25 years.
Long time.
Telco world.
Telco world as well.
Yeah, I was in the telco world for 25 years. So that kind of got wore thin at the end.
Yeah.
So I did that for 25 years, managers roles and different kind of positions I had along the way. And then at the end, I just kind of went, enough's enough. So I did that. Plus I had a little, little side gigs on the side, little side hustles that I was always kind of doing. So I kind of always had the entrepreneur kind of thing inside me, run my own business and everything else. And that's how I ended up here.
And then why was it Jim's Laundry Services? Because you would have been looking at, I presume, a heap of different things. There would have been heaps of businesses and things.
So I had a cleaning business. Well, I've still got it. I've still got it as an independent. Haven't brought it across the gyms. Just letting everyone know. But I've still got a cleaning business, which I'm pretty much admin only at the moment for that. But with Jim's Laundry, the reason I got involved is because pretty much two reasons. One was I wanted some flexibility. And I've kind of always had this love for laundromats. But also, ironing was another thing that I wanted to do something with my mum and so forth. So that was the story. Obviously, cool. I told everyone 2 years ago, a year ago, I think it was.
Let's go over it again because people, let's go talk about that.
Yeah, so a year ago, my mum was like, hey, listen, can you look at a certain business for me? And I was like, what do you want to do? She's like, I really like ironing and she enjoys it and so forth. And I was like, all right, I'll take a look at it. And then what happened from there is I started looking into a little bit deeper. I looked at doing it on my own. Then driving on the freeway one day, I see a massive sign that says Jim's Laundry franchise for sale. I thought, I'll keep looking into it further. Rang Bill, had a bit of a conversation with him. Probably put it on a back burner for a couple of months. But what I figured out was while I was at home as well, I'm like, gee, we do a lot of laundry in this house. Like there's an opportunity here, for people to earn some time back in their life by, if I had someone that could do the service, I'm like, well, Jim's Laundry makes sense. And I just went, I'm going for it. So had a further conversation with Bill and then just came to the training for 3 days and just went, okay, I'm going to sign up. And that's how it started. It just kind of went, quit my job after being there for 4.5 years, even though I've been in the corporate world for 25 years. So it was a big jump from being, a safe 9 to 5 to now running my own business. And you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. I would never go back to a corporate 9 to 5 job and work for someone again. What
stopped you from making the leap for so long? Because you're clearly capable. And I think I meet a lot of people like yourself who are very capable people. And I don't know what it is. There's some sort of block sometimes. So what was it with you?
I think it's fear.
Fear.
I think fear always gets you because you're always thinking, what if this doesn't work? Growing up, I grew up in a European household. You've always had, make sure you got a safe job, make sure you got your 9 to 5, make sure, you're paying those bills. And you're like, when you work for yourself, you always hear these stories of, things don't go well. But for me, it was just like, if I don't do it now, I'll never do it. And honestly, one of the real stories that occurred that triggered me, went into a nursing home and I saw all these old people around me. And I said to myself, I don't want to get to that stage in my life and say, why didn't I just try it? And that's what I did. And so there was always all these little triggers, my mum on one side, me wanted to do it. And that's why I always had like another little business as I was working full time, but never really jumped into it. And then one day just going, time to jump in. And that's what happened. Yeah.
And then as you said before, real passionately, which is great to hear, was never go back.
Oh, never go back. No. I think I'm unemployable, to tell you the truth. I don't think anyone could want to work with me anymore because I'm so set on doing my things not my way, but, someone telling me what time to come in to work every day, what time I have to go to lunch and everything else. It's not for me. I kind of like being able to go on the road, speaking to people, doing what I'm doing right now. I didn't have to ask anyone. It's just little things like that. Don't get me wrong. You have stresses of business. Like business can be stressful. I'm not going to lie. But, it's my stress. The harder I work, the more I profit from it, so to speak.
And I also love what you said before about you saw the need in your own home with so much laundry being around. And I was saying to Bill the other day when we had it on the podcast that people should check that out. It's a good one. But the service of laundry for me, like, it's a no-brainer for people. Gosh. That's the one, like, getting it outsourced. And I said, I'd rather get my laundry done than mow the 100%. Lawn, right? Not having a crack at Jim's mowing. I love Jim's mowing. But for me, what would be more useful to me out of anything in my home is probably cleaning and the laundry stuff. And I just don't think how the Australian psyche sort of shifted to sort of, they might feel bad almost in a way outsourcing that, but I just don't see why you wouldn't.
Laundry can take up to 10 hours a week. That's
10 hours?
Think about it. If you've got a family of 4, you put on 6 loads of washing, you're waiting around for that washing to occur. So every load will take you at least 30 to 44 minutes. Drying time per load. And then don't forget, when you're going to put things away, that takes probably about 5 days to do it because people hate putting things away. But the folding of it, the drying and the washing. So a laundry service can save families 6 hours a week. Think about that. 6 hours a week for a family, I'm being minimum here, is, time that they can spend with their family on the weekend. They can go away. They can spend the whole day out in the park and not have to worry about laundry when they go home. All they have to do is grab that bag, put it at the front, we'll pick it up, take it away, wash, dry, fold it, bring it back, and they can just carry on with their lives.
Yeah, not only families, just professionals or single professionals or busy people like as well. Just like for them, just such an easy process this is.
100%.
So let's just talk about the process real quickly then, Zac. Yep. So if someone goes, right, want to use Jim's Laundry Services, just walk them through it.
Okay. It's firstly, they'll ring the help desk, or the desk.
Online call something.
Online, whatever and so forth. We'll receive a text message.
Yep.
And we receive an email. Our process is within 2 hours to give everyone a call back. I kind of work off as soon as I get the message, I ring.
You call back straight away. You're a good franchisee.
Yeah, I always call back. It's straight away. Yeah. And if I don't get them, what I normally do is I send them a text message, and then I'll just follow up again, later in the afternoon, and then the next day until I hear from them. They either give me a yes or a no answer. But when I do get them on the phone, what I usually do is I'll give them a price. I'll let them know what the price is because that's one of the first questions they ask. I tell them the price. I tell them the process. I tell them pretty much exactly what we do. It's, what are you after? Wash, dry, fold. We'll tell them how we separate things. We try to make it as easily and as simple as possible for them. We'll organise a time. We'll give them a window of when we're going to turn up. And what one of my processes is when the day before, I'll send them a text message, remind them that we're going to be there so they don't forget and where to leave it. We'll attend, we'll grab it, send them a text message saying, we've picked it up, it's with us, it's on board with us, so they know, so they don't think their laundry's gone missing. We'll take it back, we'll process it all, and then we'll return it. Sometimes we either return it in 24 hours, depending on where they are or whatever it may be. Sometimes it's 48 hours, depending on the location or whatever it may be. And we preset this time with the customer.
Yeah, I've seen some content online. Now, the blue bags look great. So as a matter of just literally then putting in a blue bag and they drop it out the front, you don't even have to go to just pick it up and then away you go, bring it back. Well,
that's it. So what we do is once they they don't have a blue bag at the start, they can leave it in anything. Sometimes they leave it in their own basket. They might just put it in their own garbage bags or whatever it may be, but we'll return it packaged, we'll have everything folded, we'll put it into another plastic bag to protect it from rain or anything like that, and then we'll put it in the big Jim's blue bag as well as a laundry bag, and then they keep that for the next time.
Now, you mentioned a few options before, so what are the standard and maybe what's the extra? So is it an extra service or what's the actual main one that people do?
The main one is wash, dry, fold.
Wash, dry, fold.
Wash, dry, fold, and they do ironing as well. We have been getting...
So you can do ironing, okay.
You can do ironing.
Right.
Like a lot of people don't like ironing. I think a lot of people avoid it.
Yeah.
So we do offer ironing as well.
Which I would have used a hell of a lot as a young fella, even now, because I'm useless with that stuff. But I reckon ironing's as you said...
It's a big one. It's a big one. And honestly, the majority of things that we get for ironing are 2 things. We get business shirts and pants.
Yeah.
That's it. Everything else is pretty much, you'll get mostly formal stuff like T-shirts and so forth. Not a lot of people want their T-shirts.
But if you're a professional or something in the city or you wear a suit all the time, like this is just
it's perfect for
no-brainer. Yeah.
It is perfect. You just give us your 12 shirts as an example. We'll take it away. We'll iron it. If you don't want to wash it, we'll wash it as well.
Yeah.
So we'll wash it, iron it, return it to you, all hanging on it and ready to go for the next 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, really easy process. You don't have to stuff around going to a dry cleaner. We come to you, you pick it up, which I think is something that people really should know. Especially in the city, like, you could go through an apartment block and there'd be...
Oh, there's heaps. There's heaps. And some of the apartment blocks as well, like with them, they don't even have to be home because a lot of them have got concierges as an example.
Oh, really?
And you can just leave it at their front desk. So I've got clients where we just leave it at the front desk. We send them a text message with them. It's perfect.
And I think as well, people just need to get in their head. You're outsourcing something where your time's more valuable somewhere else, or you got maybe earn more money doing more work or whatever you're doing, or more family time, right?
Yep.
So it's a really no-brainer of a trade-off in terms of doing this.
Joel, if people aren't using laundry services and outsourcing it, they're crazy.
Yeah, because we outsource our cleaning, we outsource dog grooming, we outsource mowing.
It started with mowing, and then now it's just expanded.
Yeah,
right?
whereas I think this one needs to just people.
I think so.
Don't feel bad about it.
No.
Do you think it's more because people might feel bad that they?
I think so. I think
they might think they're lazy or something. Or
I think it's a personal thing, right? Because you're talking about people's clothing. It's a personal item, and people just think, oh, it can't be that hard to just, do your laundry. It's not about that. It's about giving people time back in their life, and that's what people don't understand. It's we're saving you time, and we're giving you,
hours. Yeah,
pretty much
hours.
Well, there goes my phone.
That's all good. But there's hours, and and obviously running a household's stressful enough.
It's hard. It's hard, and busy professionals. Like we're talking about families that might have 2 or 3 children. Mothers and dads out there just don't have time for that. You've got busy professionals that, they're just in and out of their house pretty much. They haven't got time. They're out on the weekends catching up with their friends or whatever it may be, or they're working. And then you've got businesses out there that, you might have a business that's a barber, as an example. Like I still do my barber from when I went on my last trip with Charles there. He doesn't have time to do his towels. He outsources it, so he can just continue doing what he does. He cuts hair. You know what I mean? He makes us look good. He gave me a haircut the last week. And I picked up the towels on the way out. It's convenient for him. I bring it back to him and he just continues on with his job. And that's what it's about. It's about giving some convenience back to these people.
Yeah, I agree. And I think just people need to get more around, outsource the parts of your life that you don't really want to do or don't enjoy doing. So you can do more things you want to do, right? And I think that's the really big key to it. The old Tim Ferriss 4-hour work week
100%.
thing, right? So outsource those things. And I think laundry for me is a massive one where people just need to get their head around it. You're not lazy by doing it.
No, not at all. It's not at all.
It's the smart thing by doing it.
I know in my own household. That's how the idea came in our head, like how much time we spent doing that. It's like, well, what can't we offer this to other people? And it's great. I'm telling you, like I've had people ring me and just say, you've actually just literally changed my life.
Really?
Yeah, I've had text messages.
It's amazing to hear from a big laundry service, but that's where they probably just don't realise how good it is until they get it done, right? Yeah.
Well, they're like, I've got time back in my life. I can take my kids to soccer. I can take them to basketball, whatever it may be. You know what I mean? And until you actually hear it, you're just like, at the start, you're just thinking, it's just laundry. It's not. It's more than that. And even myself in my own mindset, it took me a while to understand it until I really got into it and got involved in it. And then you start hearing more stories and you're helping us, you're helping people. And like, don't forget, we've got NDIS that we help out, aged care, people with home care support and everything else. We're helping them too. You've got carers at home that they just don't have time to do the laundry for them. They're too busy looking after their loved ones at the same time. So, I wish when my dad got sick that I actually had a laundry service I would have thought of that could have done all this for me. I would have taken it on.
Which is why we're going to keep getting the message out there that this exists and it's a great service as well.
It's fantastic.
And you mentioned NDIS and aged care and things like that. So let's talk about that. So is that the process where the plan managers just get onto you guys? Correct. Or how does it sort of work?
So the plan manager gets onto us as a support coordinator. They'll have someone that needs assistance to get their laundry done and so forth. They can get in contact with us, and then we'll organise between them, and then we'll just organise a pickup. So usually we do a pickup, an example on a Monday, and we'll drop it back on a Tuesday, and we just coordinate a time with their next of kin or the carer or whoever it may be that needs it.
Plan managers must love this because it's a big problem for their clients. And there's a trusted provider who's going to be reliable. I think it's a really important thing.
We've got the Jim's brand behind us, right? Yeah. We've got a trusted name that it's just not any Joe Blow coming out there and just picking up the laundry. You've got Jim's, you've got the guarantee behind it. You've got a trusted brand that's been around for how many years, Joel, was it again?
Oh, you put me on the spot. Jim started in 1982, but, I think 1989 he decided to franchise, I think. So
that's what I mean, right? It's been over 30 years
long time
of a trusted name, and that's it. Like, Jim's Laundry, we're a young franchise, you know what I mean? We're a young group, but we've got a trusted brand, and we continue on that same mentality of looking after people, taking care of them, and continue with the same, was it the Jim ethos? That's it, the Jim ethos.
Yeah, well, I can only see this one growing because I just want, once people start waking up to how much time you can save and how much easier it is and about what we do, I think it's absolute no-brainer for any household to really consider this. And without going into prices, I presume it's quite affordable as well from what I know.
100%.
Yeah, it's
100%.
really...
It's not...
If you equate it to what your time is worth compared to what you're paying for this, it's a good
Oh,
deal.
it's a no-brainer, really.
Now with I've seen online, I've seen franchisees doing sporting teams, like professional sporting teams. I've heard aged care centres. They do the whole thing for that. I've heard massive jobs. So what can you like guys do like in terms of the full range of customers? So you mentioned aged care before, NDIS.
Aged care,
we've got professionals, we've got families.
We can do Airbnbs.
Airbnbs, okay.
Yeah, Airbnbs. As long as you've got someone that can do all the pressing and everything for you, depending on the client. So you can do Airbnbs. You can do, Kairos as an example.
Yep.
Myotherapy. You can do sporting teams. What else have we got out there? I know you put them on the spot.
I've heard aged care facilities. Like sometimes I've heard a couple of people doing that, but
you can do aged care facilities as well. So you can do it for the personal clients in there as well.
Clients,
aged care facilities with the linen, that's a little bit different. But
what about for you? With what you do?
With what I do, I've got
You mentioned barbers before.
we've got barbers. We've got myotherapy. We've got companies such as facility services for cleaning. So they do all cleaning and everything else, and they've got microfibers that need to be cleaned.
Yeah,
we can take care of that. So that's still another aspect of it. What else can we do? For me, I do linen hire for tea towels.
Okay,
that's just something different,
right?
For cafes and restaurants and so forth, and so even for corporate kitchens, they just need tea towels. So we hire them out for them. So we can even do stuff for cafes and restaurants if they want uniforms washed or whatever it may be. We can take care of that.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much that we can't do, to tell you the truth.
Well, it's good to point out. So let's say any business really, if you've got something that needs washed, Jim's Laundry Services can do it.
Yep.
I've seen professional sporting teams. I've heard one of the franchisees did the British Lions, and they needed it the next day,
exactly what it is,
which is amazing.
Yeah. He was busy that day.
But it's amazing to hear because of the quick turnaround time. And pretty much anything that needs washing in your home or your business, you guys can do. And I think that's something we need to keep getting out there more and more because I think it's a gun of a service. Oh,
look, it's as I said, like if it needs to be washed, there's someone that can help you out. It doesn't just have to be residential.
Yeah,
there's businesses is
anything.
I reckon 9 things out of 10 you will probably be able to take care of.
Awesome.
And if it can't, a lot of franchisees out there can, if it needs to be dry cleaning, example, have probably set up partnerships with, like I've got a dry cleaner that I work with. So if someone wants some dry cleaning, I just organise it and I take it to them.
Now that's cool to know, Zach, because I didn't know that. So basically, not only can you do the washing, but no one's the hassle of going to the dry cleaner, having to go and pick it up and that sort of stuff. Whereas you will handle that for them as well.
That's right. That's right. I don't do it for everyone.
Yeah.
But if it is possible, because sometimes I get someone saying, "Hey, can you iron this?" But then you look at the tag and you're like, "Oh, hang on a second."
Yeah.
If your washer needs to be dry cleaned, and because I've got a relationship with a dry cleaner, I just get it organised for them. It's awesome. It's easy for me. It's a no-brainer. I drop it off, I pick it back up, and I drop it back to the client.
Cool. Now, where do you do this all out of? Do you do it at home or do you do it in an office, or where do you do it?
No, so I worked out of a laundromat, and now I've kind of built a little space for myself.
Awesome.
Out in a little warehouse, so I've got that going, and now my next part is to get into a laundromat myself.
Really?
Yeah, that's my next plan.
Well, because I've seen some franchisees, I heard of franchisees doing the laundromat and rebranding it and things like that. So
there's heaps of. I think a lot of the franchisees are doing it that way.
Yeah,
and it's good because especially if you can do a good deal with a laundromat for the franchisee, they can work out of it. It's good exposure. There's a lot of people coming through, and. Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer, really.
It's actually a pretty good point. They'd be going in there, customers going, why the hell am I walking down the street and waiting and doing this when I can just give it to you guys, right?
Yeah.
So they happen quite often, or?
Look, from when I was in there, I always used to have people asking me, what do you do? I'm like, I'm washing clothing for, or for people and so forth, and everyone's fascinated by it. Look, I probably haven't got a job out of it, but people ask the question and then the brand gets out there and people and then they start linking Jim's Laundry with laundromats as well, which is good.
And now stains. I've seen a lot of content with stains.
Yeah, what do you want to know?
Yeah, well, what is there anything you guys can't get out of, or what's the sort of, how do you tackle that?
Look, my advice to everyone is if you've got a stain, get it to us early because it can take, depending on the stain and everything else, things sometimes set and then it's too late, especially if you get a stain and then you wash it and then the set gets heated up and so forth. This is just good old laundry lingo here. But if it sets, it's really hard to get out. So my advice is to people out there, if you have got a stain, try to get the stain out before you try to wash it. Or if you don't know, get it to a professional that can look after it.
Now, what does a typical day look like for you? Is it just, do you do pickups and drop-offs in the morning and then do you do quotes, or how does it sort of work in your business?
So in our business, so what I usually do is in the morning, I'll go to our warehouse. I'll grab everything because that's where we've got everything in a secure location. We'll grab everything. I'll go drop everything off, and I'll organise all my pickups. So I'll go through my little book, I should really move to more technology.
No, there's nothing wrong with the written book. I've been to a lot of we're going about Jim's jobs this, and you've got to use Jim's jobs. Don't worry, it's very common.
I've got my diary, and it's good as well, because sometimes you just forget what's going on, and you write in. I can write some notes in there as I'm going, and I've got my little highlighter on mark everything off, and it's good. So I'll go through my pickups will happen all in the morning, and then I'll bring everything back, and then we'll process everything. And then my day's over. My day usually finishes about 3:30.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How does the processing look? Is it just a matter of I'm curious to hear. How does the processing look? You might have 20 bags, or how do you keep track of it all? And how does it all work?
Everyone's got their own system, right? The way I do it is we'll bring the bag back with our machines, and I usually get a masking tape, the blue one, and I write the person's name on it, and I just stick it on all the machines, so I know exactly who's got what. I have a little board there. I write things down so that way I know exactly how many loads and everything else. And that's kind of my tracking system. So, but when we bring it, obviously we'll separate everything. We'll separate the closeout, lights, darks, colours, and so forth. But in the machines, when we put them in, that's how we mark them. So that way we know exactly whose is who. And then we just do one order at a time.
And how many machines do you have set up?
I've got 5 at the moment.
Okay, wow.
5 washers, yeah.
But you didn't start with that. You built.
No. I worked out of a laundromat first.
Yeah, and how's the difference? Obviously, you started in the laundromat, and obviously, you're like, oh, I've got enough capital now. I can do the warehouse. So, how was that transition, and how's that been?
It's been good.
Yeah.
The reason I like it so much is because I have the flexibility to go in and out when I want.
Yeah.
If I want to work a little bit later that day, I can go work later, and I don't have to worry about working over the laundromat late at night, because laundromats do get busy later in the evening. But if I've got like a bigger order, I can just stay there and do my work. And I've got a little office space as well, so it's worked out really well for myself.
And what type of machines do you use?
I would use just the commercial based machines. They're Ipso brand. They are.
And do you do ironing on site as well? How does that sort of work?
We've got an ironing board there and an iron and everything.
Any tricks around ironing? Because I'm no good.
You want to ring my mum because she'll tell you.
Right. Does your mum do the?
I'll get her to.
Oh, that's cool. So
that's how. It just keeps her a little bit busy.
Good. I didn't know. So your mum's involved in the business.
She originally was involved at the start, and that's how we got started. I did the washing side of it, and she does the ironing side of it. So when we need it,
that's great. How you got your mum involved in the business?
It's great, and now my wife's involved as well. So she started at the start of the year.
Yeah.
And she got involved as well, because I was like, look, I can't do everything on my own. Like it's got into that busy to a point where I needed to outsource.
Oh, really?
Some of the work, so great. I could focus on the business as well. So I'm not just an operator doing all the work. I want to grow the business.
Yep.
My future is to continue to grow as much as I can.
So how big is your business currently? Like, what does it look like in terms of, do you have a regular customer set? Or
we've got regulars every single day.
Yeah.
Monday to Saturday. We've got one client that we pick up on a Saturday because we need to, and then that's kind of been set in. But every other day we're busy. We've got something going on, and they're all regulars. We pick up, any extras that come through our leads and so forth, and top ups. But majority of our work is worked out of that.
Yeah, no, it's great, and you're really active on social media. You're
trying to.
Going to plug your handles. What are you? The laundry man.
So the laundry guy.
The laundry guy. Sorry.
The laundry guy with a double Y at the end, and I've also got Jim's Laundry Services, Pascoval Central.
Well, you do a great job. You do flat out posting, which is awesome, and your videos are really good.
Thank you.
And I'm really hoping you get one of those to really kick off with 1 million views or something, which would build your account.
I would hope so.
Because you've been trying a lot, and it's really fantastic what you're doing.
It's hard to come up with ideas sometimes, because laundry is one of those businesses where it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but I try to make it a little bit fun, and that's my whole thing. It's about, if I make it fun and people can see a different side to it, remember it.
It's very unique content. I've always think of laundry, like for me, stains. Like, can we remove this stain? Just point of view videos.
I've got more coming.
Oh yeah, those sort of ones.
I've got more coming.
We always share them, but the can this remove this stain, I think would be a great one, because there'd be so many different, could be sauce, it could be sauce, whatever.
Pasta sauce.
And having a separate video on each one of those and how you can actually do that, or what you can do to maybe minimise the stain setting in, those sorts of things. Because you do a lot of business content as well, which is great.
Yeah, I try. Yeah. I try. I've kind of taken a bit of gone down your kind of path, and you've always said that franchisees should use social media as much as they can, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just building my own personal brand as the laundry guy, along with the business as well. So that way, if people can see me here, then they'll say, know my business there and so forth. And I'm kind of linking them as much as I can.
Yeah, and I think also, if your video, even if it gets 5,000 views, and let's say the average watch time is, let's say, 6 seconds, but someone's seen the Jim's Laundry Services brand in their face, and they've seen you're in there, and
100%.
they know you exist, or you're in the what we call the consideration set. So now they know Jim's Laundry exists if it's the first time seeing it. And I think it's just, from a branding thing, it's really great. But you're doing a great thing for the division as well, because those videos you do and that awareness you get on it impacts someone in Perth
100%.
maybe watching it, or from South Australia, right? So I think it's great what you do. So keep it up.
Thank you. It's funny, like you say, even if you have 500 views, you know what 500 people it is to actually view your stuff if you put them into
a lecture theatre. Yeah. So I agree with you. We call it impressions for anyone watching, but I agree with you. I used to be very anti-impression, like, doesn't matter, but I think it does matter, especially now when Google's taking away all those clicks from the website. Yep. Impressions do matter, and influence on those platforms do matter too. So I think you guys do a great job in laundry, and it's really a credit to Bill allowing you guys to do it, which is the first thing. Plus, you guys obviously need to create the content and do it too.
No, I think it's great. I think social media is the way of the future.
Yeah. Well, you've got the biggest presence on laundry in Australia in terms of the division, laundry services, compared to competitors I see. The Jim's Laundry Services brand is...
Oh, it's big. It's good. It's great. And it's getting good. Like I see, they've got more videos coming in.
Yeah.
I know they've been working on it heaps lately, which is really good. And it's good for me. It's good for the rest of the franchisees. You know what I mean? That's what we need. We need more of it. And if my advice is to any of the franchisees out there is do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm not the greatest at it, but just try it. A little bit every day helps. An extra 100 views here, 100 views there helps all of us. So I think if we all do it combined, across Australia, we'll just end up growing really fast.
100%. And you're one video away from a news story, right? So one of your videos could just take off, and the next thing you know, it's on news.com.au.
I've got to behave myself sometimes, Joel. I've got to behave myself sometimes. I've got to pull back a bit.
No, that's all right. But but like one of those videos could end up on news.com.au as a story, which happens quite frequently, which franchisees might not know, that journalists will actually scroll TikTok and Instagram for anything that's a bit trending or something that's gone viral. And then that video, next thing you know, will end up as a news.com.au story. I know Steve from Bathrooms has had it. We've had it with Jim a few times. I think there's been one or two franchisees that it's happened. So, you're always just one video away from just blowing up with what you're doing. But you're doing it the right way. I think it's great. And I was going to say as well, with the business itself, like, you don't have to talk about finances, but everyone will go, how much do you make or whatever. Like, are you happy with the level of income?
I am. I am. Yeah.
Was it more than your corporate?
I'll put it this way, I'm making more than what I was making in my corporate world.
Good.
So it's good. And in the last, what am I been now? So it's been about 26, 27 months. It's grown a fair bit.
Yeah. How much have you grown? Yeah.
Probably 200%, 300%.
Wow.
Yeah. Every month we're growing.
And are you doing that just by obtaining more regulars, or how are you scaling your business?
Well, it's just retaining more regulars.
Retaining more regulars.
Yeah, retaining more regulars.
What's the key to retention then from this, or how do you convert those once off into regulars?
It's just great customer service.
Yeah.
I think that's what it comes down to. And sometimes you've got to offer. If you get 4 loads as an example, offer the first one free. That's what I do. And so you give a little bit, I've got, I try to send out text messages, reminders of people so they don't forget you. I'm trying to do a different campaign right now, just constantly be there. And then people that haven't used you before will come back because they remember you. I've had people that, 6 months later, they use me and they come back again.
Really?
Yeah. And it's because my whole thing is about customer services 101.
Yeah.
You always provide great customer service, and your customers will always remember you.
Can I just go back to the details? Just want to talk about a little bit more detail for our franchisees, because this is a common question we get about franchisees might get a lot of leads, but they don't convert a lot, right? So you've mentioned a few things there, but can we just talk about your process? So in how you turn that once-off customer into a regular, just go in a little bit more detail about the specifics and how you do it for people.
One-off customer, we pretty much, once we do the service and everything else, I usually send them a follow-up text message.
Yep.
Just ask them. My whole thing is, I know Jim sends ones out as well, but I send my own that just kind of says...
We also go before the Jim ones, yeah.
Mine goes before and just say, hi, hope you're happy with we love feedback. Love to get some feedback about how our quality of service was, and, the quality of work and so forth. So then I usually understand if they're happy or not. And when they come back to me and say, hey, it's been good and so forth, I'm like, hey, should we want to look at rebooking the service in again? And you'll get a yes and you'll get a no. And that's how I use it as my follow-up to get more work. And sometimes they go, not right now. And then what I usually do about a week later, I'll just send a follow-up text message. Just go, hi, how you going? Do you need anything this week? yeah, I'll be in your area, whatever it may be.
Great.
Just kind of constantly reminding them we're here. I think that's where a lot of people tend to forget that we do the job once and we forget about them. It's like, well, if they needed us once, they're going to need us again. And if we forget about them, they're going to forget about us. And that's the whole thing about just making sure you're staying in contact with them. And, you know, like a lot of people aren't texting, but you should.
And how do you stay on top of that from an admin point of view?
I haven't been great at it lately.
Is it with the book or is it how you do it?
It's the book.
It's the book. Right.
It's the book.
It's the book. So you have got a system where you got their name.
Yeah, I've hired someone now that's to help me out in admin.
Perfect.
To do a lot of my marketing and help me with my socials and everything else because I'm on the road.
Yeah.
You know, like today as an example, I was on the road. So I've helped someone out to help me with my socials. So that way I'll help them with my marketing as well. So as we grow, it's not just a one-man show. You know, I've got someone helping with the processing now. As I said, my wife's involved.
Yeah.
You know, my mum gets involved as well when I need her. But I kind of just let her relax. She's in the retirement age now, so it's mostly for that. And now I just needed that extra help for marketing and social. So I think you can't do everything on your own. And that's what I've learned. You know, it's really hard, as you know, to build something big and bigger and a good business. You need a team around you. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build a team around me right now.
And you mentioned before about if someone does 4 bags, you might give 1 bag free. Now, I've had Jim's very anti-discount, right? So I love hearing this from franchisees who will do this because that obviously will help.
Yep.
So is that something you do for existing customers? Or let's say someone the first time says, I want to order 4 bags. Is that what you do for them, or when do you do that sort of?
I do sometimes I do it just as a gift.
Just as a gift, right?
It's not that I'm trying to discount my service or anything like that. It's just like complimentary on us. Thank you for your business.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but that's it. If it's one load, I won't discount it, obviously. But if it's something like, you know, a fair bit, I'll just give it as a complimentary. There's no harm in just giving one load away.
Well, they feel as though they're getting a deal, right? And that's more fun to use you next time, right?
And, you know, and as I said, sometimes they don't use you now, but in 6 months' time, they might come back and reuse me again. I won't discount it the second time around, but you know what I mean? Like at least the first time around, it's something of us giving something back. It's like a welcome gift. Yeah.
Awesome. So I just want to follow up for franchisees. So you're sending your own, just are they okay with the service after it, etc. Yep. Then you're asking for the rebooking, and then if they don't reply or whatever, you're still following them up consistently all the time. And that's mainly what you do from that point of view, from the conversions.
Correct.
Cool. Now, with the business too, you mentioned the training as well. How did you find the training back in the day?
The training was good.
Yeah.
I remember coming in for 3 days.
Yes.
We came in, and it's really funny because I obviously worked in corporate for, 25 years and so forth. So there's a lot of stuff that I did know, but there's a lot of stuff that I didn't, especially when you're running your own business. Because I had started a business, I knew some of the stuff, but I was still learning things. They had me, I talked about how health and safety and customer service, and I'm trying to remember now, it was like 2 years ago, but there was also stuff about bookkeeping and so forth, and how you should do your accounts and everything else. So these are little things that when you're starting off as a franchisee and you've never done this before, you don't know any of this stuff. Like, I wouldn't have known it if I hadn't already done something like that. But as I said, I got some tidbits out of it too, you know what I mean? And I've applied to my business right now. And the training was good. As I said, it's a good environment. You're learning, you get to meet people, you get to see other people that are other franchisees that are, in different divisions. And from what I gathered is, everyone's excited. Everyone's got a story. And, if you can meet some of these people and talk to them, and, you'll learn something from them as well.
And what about the divisional training? So there's obviously division-specific training, so you have to go and learn how to do this. So did Bill have an office, the big office center?
Yeah, he had his office there, but we learnt he had a trainer for us to learn in the laundromat on what the process is and everything else.
And how long did that take you to get you feel comfortable with that?
It took us a couple of days. We're fine. Because I went in there, kind of knew the business. As I said, I brought someone with me, my mum with me as well. So we kind of learnt, she was kind of helping guiding me along the way as well. And it didn't take long. Laundry is one of those things. It's all about the process. And once you'll learn everything the gym's way, but you always kind of adapt it to your own way. And tweak. And because we're a new division as well, I think not everyone had the answers. Look, 2 years ago when I started, I think it was only 2 years old.
Yes.
So it was really early days still. But yeah, the training was good. It's fine. You learn everything. You learn how to use the machines if you haven't done it before. how to process the order, how to separate the whole lot. So the training's been really good. And as I said, you get a manual as well on, processes and everything else. And that tip that I just told you, I got taught that in training about the follow-up.
Yeah.
And I've kept it ever since.
That's a great one. I've interviewed a lot of franchisees, and they're all the ones who all do really well, obviously, come on the podcast. And those basic little things, but they're consistent. They always matter, 100%. Right? And the reason why I'm asking that is we get some franchisees, sometimes they struggle sometimes with the conversion rate. Mm-hmm. And Jim's asked me to create some content around it, which is why I asked that question. But I was going to say as well, with the business, mm-hmm. does Bill or Jim take $20 per bag? How does it work in terms of the fees?
Gosh, I have people asking me this question out on the street. They're like, "Oh, we've heard about gyms. How much money they take?" I go, "They don't take much. They pay. I pay my set fee every month. I pay for my leads, and that's it." And you've probably heard this story 1,000 times.
That's why I have to ask you, because I've got to keep getting and putting content out there every week.
I'll put it out in the laundry division as well. If I make 100,000 or I make $1 million, I pay the exact same amount. There's no change. There's no change. And that's the good thing about it. I think if it was a different model where someone was taking a percentage of what I made, I don't think I would have gone for it.
Yeah, I think that's a common misconception that we get painted with, unfortunately. That people think that in franchising in general, which it is for most franchises, it's percentage of revenue, right? It's 12% plus
that's
whatever. And I think with us, we get unlumped in with that sort of thing. I think it's just an education piece, which is why I had to ask you, because I've got to keep doing this differently all the time.
No, I totally understand.
Because you're right, it punishes you if you grow your business and you're just going to be like, well, I'm going to pay more fees. So, or you do things outside the system or whatever. Whereas with this, you can grow as much as you want and you're going to pay the same as much as someone with,
And I think it's the most fairest system out there.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get any fairer on a franchise. Like, if I'm out there busting my ass, excuse my language.
No, that's fine.
But, if I'm out there working really hard and my franchise, why should they get a cut out of what I'm doing? I've got the brand and everything else, and I'm already paying a fee. Like, at the end of the day, I think the fairest part is that I pay you my set fee, which you're happy with, and I'm happy this way, and I keep growing and we'll keep going. If anything, if I'm growing, it means that the brand will grow as well.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that. And I think that's the real key of franchising. Franchising gets a bad rap because you have that percentage of turnover thing, right?
Yeah.
And then we get lumped in with it because people just assume we're like that. But yeah, flat fee model for anyone who's just to clear that up, and we have to keep packaging it up all these times as well. But yeah, it's probably for me the most frustrating thing is the same thing. You getting asked that, or if I'm at an event or something, they ask me, it's like...
I get it asked all the time. It's like, how's Jim? Are they taking... I'm like, no.
Which is why we do so many TikToks of Jim just like going to all the time.
I can't believe that they're still asking you that question.
Yeah, well, I've got to do more. Like, my goal, seriously, like I don't have many goals within what we do sometimes, but the main goal for me is literally, I don't want that question anymore from anyone, because I just think we need to just keep putting it out there. That's not the case. But I was going to say as well, support from the division. How's that been? Because you'd be quite involved, I guess, in team meetings and things like that as well.
Yeah. We have our team meetings every week.
Yeah.
They've brought on even a different way now, like they do Zoom meetings as well, which is really good. So if you're on the road or whatever it may be, or you can't make it, I've had instances where I haven't turned up. Team meetings happen every month. If I ever need anything, I'll just ring them.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to jump on the phone and give them a call if I need something, or send them an email. Support's been good. I can't complain.
Now, what's been the biggest challenge for you doing the business? What have been some challenges?
Challenges. Wearing all the hats.
Yeah,
I think that's the biggest thing when you're first starting off. Where to go and what to do. I think that's a bit of a challenge, because you're like, okay, you got to do admin late at night or during the day. You still got to do processing. So I think the biggest thing for me at the start was trying to find my feet. But that's where you've got the support, right? If you don't know something, at least you've got someone to call. And that's what I was doing. I was calling,
Good. As you should.
As I should, right? But yeah, I think that's, and as I said, the hard part is just trying to make sure you're not wearing all the hats all the time and trying to split up your time. I think that's the hardest part.
Now, it's hard for a lot of people. Now, I think
it's hard as.
The best business people are generally the best delegators, right? They realise, I'm not good at this, I'll get someone to do this. I'm not good at this, I'll get someone to do this. Whereas a lot of people who are really capable take all that stuff on and they don't do that, and then they get burnt out, right? So in your business, what's stuff now that you're wanting to focus on that is going to drive most of the growth? And what's the stuff, you've mentioned it earlier, you mentioned you've outsourcing some of the social media and the follow-up with the customers and stuff. So what are you doing in your business that's the highest value thing?
One of the highest value thing is me driving around, so that part's going to get outsourced. I had someone that was helping me out, people on some pickups and drop-offs for me, because that wasn't. But to go back to the other point, the biggest thing for me will be to get involved more heavily into the socials with my person. I think that's going to drive a lot of my business up, to really get heaps of content out there, to really get my face out here. That's, you know what I mean? Like talk to more people because you're too busy in your business. By outsourcing processing, outsourcing the driving, outsourcing the admin, invoicing part, we'll look at that later on, but that's not there. But my whole thing is if I outsource everything else, I will most likely be involved more in content, more in driving the brand, more networking, and speak to more people along the way, and more of a customer service.
I'm glad you said that. So your involvement in attracting more customers.
100%.
Customer acquisition is my main
The laundry
thing.
guy. I haven't set myself up as a personal brand as the laundry guy and not be the laundry guy.
So customer acquisition and hopefully drive real results from doing that activity, and then the rest of your business is pretty much you're going to have a system in place where they can
Correct.
Which I think is a great thing. And a lot of franchisees I've met who might have 9 or 8 employees, that's pretty much their thing. They've got their crews there and they're basically just doing the quotes, or they're keeping the customers happy, or making sure they're staying on top of it, which I think is the way to get to be if you want to really...
Well, I'll give you an example. This morning I went and picked everything up. I dropped everything off. And everything's getting processed. So everything's getting handled right now, and I'm right here doing this.
And it makes it more enjoyable for you, I guess. If you're focusing on things I guess you want to enjoy as well.
That's right. And I don't have to feel like I've got to go back and process all that now, and then I'll be sitting here not having this conversation with you and thinking about what I've got to do later on in my day. But by having a team behind you and working it, and for me, it's a family business now, which is great. You know, like me and my wife, we talk about laundry at home. She probably gets sick of it sometimes.
Yeah, how does it go working with your wife? Because a lot of gyms franchisees work with their wife, and I think it's a great thing.
I've got to admit, at the start, it was a little bit rough, but in a good way, because there's work Zac, and then there's normal Zac, home Zac, and I remember the first time I was at work, and my wife probably didn't like what I said and so forth, and I got home and I'm all cheery, and she's like, but, and I'm like, no, it was fine. It's like, okay, that was work. Okay, we're good now. So it took us a little bit to adjust, but it's actually been really good having her though on board, because she can see where I'm going, and she jumps, and now she's involved in she's got the vision. She knows where I'm heading, and we're kind of in it together. So sometimes she comes up with some great ideas, and I'm just like, that actually makes good sense, you know what I mean? And I implement it. So it's good to have her involved. I actually love it.
I love hearing that, because we've got a lot of husband and wife teams in gyms, and a lot of the time it's the bloke or the woman who start, and then the partner comes involved, and I think that's a really good aspect of the business. And now we've got kids coming in and taking over the business.
Well, my daughter, we get it to fold and everything else, and it really truly is a family business.
Ah, cool. And I was going to say as well, I haven't heard them. You probably are with yours. You've got a daughter, you got you and your wife, and you got your mum, which I think's I haven't heard of anyone doing that yet in gyms, so it must be a first.
Yeah, well, my daughter's 8 years old, so no slave labour.
No. I'm sure she gets the next Christmas bonus or something.
She absolutely loves it. At the end of the day, she's like, Dad, so how much am I getting paid? I'm like, oh, cheeky. But yeah, it's good. It's good. As I said, for me, I never thought I would have worked with my mum as an example, but it's fun.
It's a great thing to do. And I also want to ask about who suits your division then? Because obviously Jim's Laundry Services is growing. There's a big presence there. More franchisees will mean hopefully more work and bigger brand presence all around. So what type of person suits the division?
Good question. I think anyone, really. I don't think there is anyone that you can't say they can't do it. I could see young guys coming out and doing this and actually owning a wash, dry, fold business. It's something that you can go out there and you can build a team around you. So anyone else or a family that just wants to have, extra income coming in. So it kind of has a bit of a both, if that makes sense. Like you've got your family division like us, or if you want someone that wants to just buy it, a sole trader can go in there and do some loads per day, can make money, or stay home mum as an example, whatever it may be. I don't think you can really set it into one avatar alone. But there's business people out there that can build it. They can have a laundromat or a laundromat owner that's out there that can buy it into the division as an example.
Yeah.
And then they can use this as an add-on service for their own, and it's a bolt-on service. So they'll get leads coming in, they'll run out of their laundromat, and it's extra for them. So for business people as well. So that's what I'm saying. It's suited pretty much to a lot of different people.
Yeah. Well, absolutely free training. When training we have every 3 weeks, there's a big variety of people that I see who do this division. Yeah. Older people, there's younger people,
100%. For older people, it's good as well. Yeah. People that maybe need the retirement age or suddenly want to slow down a little bit more, whatever it may be, it works for them. Young people that are go-getters and just want to go out there and just take on something that's completely different.
Now, I think from knowing what you do online and how proactive you are, for me, I think to really accelerate the division, franchisees have to be proactive. You can't come in and sit back and do nothing, right?
If you sit back and you wait on your leads, look, don't get me wrong, I've built a lot of my business on my leads, which has been great, but you hit a certain level and it's like, okay, do I want to stay here or do I want to get to the next level? If you want to get to the next level, you have to proactively go out there yourself.
Yeah.
And you've got to put yourself out there and you've got to make your own content, and you've got to not just rely on the Jim's brand. I think that's where a lot of people, I think make mistakes where, okay, you've got your franchise and it's great, but I don't have to do anything else. I'm like, no, you have to do more. You always got to do more. You've got to network. You've got to be out there. You've got to talk to people. You've got to, socialize. You've got to put content out. There's a whole bunch of stuff you need to do.
No, it's great advice, and I think it's really good to put that out to people. That's a franchise. That the franchise will do its part, but you've got to do your part too, and you can't
100%.
just sit back and let it try and pull you, because you won't get to where you need to be, or it could be a disappointing experience. So I think it's really
do your
good.
little drops. Put them into mailboxes.
So you do letterbox drops still, right?
Well, occasionally. What I do is when I get to an apartment block or whatever it may be, I'll quickly put something in the little boxes and so forth.
Yep.
What would it take me? 5 minutes of my time? It's nothing.
But once again, 5 people, if that's 5 people, they're seeing that Jim's Laundry exists. Even if they chuck it out, they're literally, there we go, there's a touch point that I'm seeing it, right?
100%.
Is there any other auxiliary marketing stuff you do, or how about your networking?
That's probably pretty much it at the moment.
Right.
Now that I'm slowly freeing myself up with more time. As I said, the first year I was involved in, because I was running, I've still got, as I said, I've got the other business, and I was doing kind of 2 things at once, and I was juggling. This year, the last 6 months, I've kind of really heavily been getting involved now, and now I'm slowly putting things into place to free me up to do more networking and everything else. So, and I'm probably going to look at some sponsorships.
Oh, cool.
As well, to some clubs around the area.
Which is a great one, because they need the service for one, and plus all the mums and dads or whoever's involved with the club will see.
100%. Yeah, and businesses in your local community, and like something, if they don't know about you, and you don't put some advertisement up in your own area, you're not going to get that work. My van's only on the road for so long. You know what I mean? So what we need more franchisees. That's what we need,
right.
And more people around my area in Melbourne or whatever it may be, or the other states, so they can see the vans. Like when you drive around and see the Jim's mowing vans everywhere, or the trailers, you know about it, right? It's the same thing in the laundry. We need more vans on the road. It's free advertisement.
Absolutely, and I think as a service, this is the one where people just need to undervalue, like just get around it. It's like that's the one thing you should be probably outsourcing out of anything you have, and I think it's a really good moment where the next 10 years, I reckon, or 5 years, I can just see that sort of really shifting in the psyche of people to start outsourcing their laundry and just leave it with you guys. It's so much easier.
If you can gain back 5 to 6 hours a week of your time to do something else that you love doing, podcasting as an example. But you know what I mean? Like you outsource your laundry any day of the week.
Absolutely. It's something I should be using, actually, to be honest. I don't know why we don't. But I'll look into it. Now, is there anything else, Zac, I should ask you that I haven't asked you before we end today?
Well, if anyone wants any laundry, they know who to speak to.
They do know who to speak to.
Come to me.
Yep.
I'm in the northwest.
Pascoe Vale area.
Pascoe Vale, that's right. But I travel, so my little tuk-tuk comes everywhere.
Yeah.
But I just think laundry is as I said, one of those things where you should outsource it. Jim's brand it's been good. If anyone's out there and looking at, and I'll give Jim's a bit of a plug for you here, Joe, as well, if you want. But if anyone's looking to leave their 9 to 5 and get out of that corporate world, like I did, honestly, take a look at one of the franchises, because I think it'll really do you wonders to be able to work for yourself and actually have a company behind you that can support you as well. So that's my kind of advice for people that have done the 9 to 5, and you won't look back. I definitely won't look back to working for anyone else.
I definitely think you won't.
It's not in my nature. But yeah, as I said, laundry's been great. Let's see where it takes me. There's more to come. And if you want, follow me on socials. I'm around, the Laundry Guy, or Jim's Laundry Services, Pascoe Vale Central. And if you want to chat, just hit me up on there, and I'm happy to chat to anyone about laundry. I could talk about laundry all day.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming in today, Zac. I know it's a bit of a drive to come out here as well. You're a busy man, but we appreciate it. And if anyone needs any laundry services or anything Jim's related, just head to jims.net or go to call 131 546, request a free quote, and it could be Zac or another franchisee comes gets it. But I need to talk to you off camera after this about the prices and stuff, because it's an absolute no-brainer. It's something I need to be doing for our household as well. But we appreciate you coming in, Zac, as well on Jim's podcast today.
Thank you.